Hi,
Hello,
everybody.
everyone. I am so thrilled to be here today. Well, as they say, I am pleased and flipped to have as my guest the marvelous SunPsychic Jean
Hi,
and
everybody.
the amazing TarotStache Gerald.
Hello, everybody.
And
Like and subscribe.
yes, thank you so much. We're all delighted to be here today and here to answer your questions. And we're going to say hi to Craig Dixon and Fatima and Akila B and Nancy and Lori Kramer. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Whether you're on Jean's channel, Joan's, or Gerald's channel, or mine, uh, there's a Lena. We are just very happy to have you here today, and we're looking forward to a fun hour together. So
Yes.
if you have any questions, be sure to just pop them in the chat, put them in all caps, and throw some emojis in there if you'd like. And let's see what everybody's been up to. Gerald, what's been happening for you lately?
I have been having a wonderful time doing a lot of stuff on YouTube. I've got a lot more. I was making fun this morning. These are all of the things that I have for this week. So
Wow.
I am really excited about that. And just yesterday, I hosted a laugh and learn about light language with JJ from Tuta Speaks and Karen from Starseed Awakening 1111. Really, really wonderful. So,
Wow.
yeah, it was great. So, a lot
So,
of
and that's on your channel, right?
it is on my channel. I was hosting it, but they streamed it on theirs, so it
Okay,
was perfect. So it was great. Thank you.
that sounds fun.
Yeah.
And Jean, tell us what's been happening with you.
Well, I just got back from the Natural Living Expo yesterday, and it was a very successful day. I met many very interesting people, really interesting readings, very powerful connections. And I met a couple of our viewers. Akila B came by and visited with me and gave me a really big warm hug. And M Steve 00 also stopped by to say hello, and he was just thrilled. He saw my table all set up. He saw my banner all set up. He's like, "Wow, you really?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, you're really doing this." I'm like, "Yeah."
That's great.
That sounds wonderful. And if you don't mind sharing, tell about what you shared with us earlier about you read for someone who then told you after the
hmm
reading that she
hmm
had a little
Yeah.
bit about herself.
Yeah, so I had an older woman. She was maybe about 77, 78, 79, somewhere around there. And she had on this big giant gold cross on her. And she sat down and wanted a reading. And, she looked like a typical grandmother with the teased set hair and the sweater over top of the shirt, very, very typical. And she had a little bit of an accent. And she wanted to talk to her second husband, and her second husband had the same name as her brother, and she also wanted to talk to two of her brothers. So I went in and I asked for her husband to come in. He came in right away, and I said he had like a gravelly voice and he had difficulty breathing, like asthma or something. And she said, "Yes, that's him. That's him." She said he had lung cancer and was very gravelly and had trouble breathing towards the end.
Mm.
And so then afterwards, she said, "I'm really very proud of you." And I'm like, "What?" And she says, "I'm a medium. I am from England and I started in the spiritualist church." And she said, "I go around to all of these places and I get readings." And she said, "You've really got what it takes." And I'm like, "Okay."
Aw.
It was very sweet, and she asked me for a really big hug. It was just so lovely. It was lovely to meet her and to get the validation from a pro, and what would you call that? More of a pro, but just a lifelong experiencer for the psychic and mediumship. Skills. So it was really very interesting. You just never know who's going to come in and sit down in front of you, and then I close my eyes and I'm like, "Oh, like, I see things," and what you're not expecting. It's funny. It's
That's so
interesting.
cool.
hmm
That's wonderful affirmation. I love that. I think that's great.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like Michael Jordan coming to your basketball game and saying, "Yeah, good game." That was great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm getting some of these starred, and just wanted to say hello to some more people who have come in.
M. Steve is here. I just told him you came by, M.
There
Steve.
you go.
Wonderful.
Oh,
Welcome in. And Michelle Krantz and Peace Mama and Brenda
yeah.
T, Elena, Debbie No, yes, M. Steve and Cody Mitchell, Rishi Lahori, and our friend Lark Kemper are all here. Thank you all so much. Once again, if you want to, as you all probably know, want to be involved and have be part of the chat with everybody else, you can come on over to my channel. I'm hosting, but you're just as welcome wherever you are. We can see your questions and we'll start
Yep.
getting to some of your answers pretty soon. All right. Let's see here. Are you ready to hang it or to start in?
Sure.
Let's do this. Let's do this thing. All right, Alani, what blessings are coming in for me for the rest of this month? Let's see what we can get.
The first one's takes a little longer.
Yeah,
I can go ahead and start.
Yes,
go for it.
please.
I have the star for you. So this is going to be a month of blessings. Anytime I see the star card, it says to me the universe is conspiring for you to be successful. So you are a star. You are being noticed for all of the right reasons. And I think this is extremely powerful, especially as you're looking for what blessings are coming up. And these blessings are going to actually fill your cup. They're going to give you an opportunity to share those things with other people. So that's, I think, an opportunity for you to remember that these blessings are not things that you hold for yourself. You share them with others. And in that, you can be seen as the King of Cups, the one who is able to give that support, that emotional support for people. And it's this overall, this is really, really beautiful. Just in that sense of this is sometimes this month can be challenging for people. Here in the northern hemispheres, we're shifting into the fall and it's getting colder. But I'm thinking your cup is going to be runneth over and you get to share. And you're really encouraged to do that. So thank you.
Elani, I was picking up that it's very balanced. It's very balanced. You have ebbs and flows through the rest of the month. I see that you do have a full schedule. You have some obligations and responsibilities, and like Gerald said, I feel like family or maybe coworkers are involved. Like there's other people that are depending on you or relying on you that you have extended yourself. I feel as though there's beautiful balance where you'll be very busy on some days and other days you'll be able to take care of your personal self and your home and maybe like change. I always change my clothes from winter to summer or from summer to winter, like these kinds of sort of nesting kind of things. You'll have time to do that as well. But I see it being very balanced. I see you being busy sometimes and then like an ebb and a flow. I do know that the solar and lunar eclipse is this month, and I feel as though this may be reflecting, no pun intended, your balanced. The solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse. I feel as though there's going to be a balance going on there for you.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead. That's what I got.
Lovely. When I tuned in, the first thing I saw was an arrow pointing forward. like there's something's moving forward, and then it sort of turned into a lance, like you were on a white steed, you were a knight in shining armor on a white steed with a lance. It was a white lance moving forward, and they were saying, this, whatever you're moving toward, it could be something fun or it could be a battle. And then they were showing me it's up your decision, that something coming ahead for you could be made into a battle, but it's all about the way you perceive it. You've got the arrow, it's moving forward, but is it going to be a battle, or is it going to be just sort of a festival? And as I continued to ask a little bit more, I saw it was like, we're just kind of practicing using our lances at a Renaissance festival or whatever. So it can be just a fun thing, or it can be a real battle. So try to keep and then I drew some cards, and the first one was the flicker, saying new rhythms are coming your way. You are encouraged to trust and adapt. So there might be some changes coming your way. And of course, the second card was Razor Vibes, the Archangel of Victory. So to make the most of this period of time, try to focus on high vibe things rather than going into battle. And I hope that makes some sense to you.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
So Alani did say yes, that she likes balance, and I hope it gets good. I hope it's good, she says.
Yeah.
Good. And you have a role to play in that. So that's great.
And she did say, yes, I will be a healer soon. Wow.
Wonderful.
Nice.
Okay.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just going to show. Oops. I'm
I
sorry.
know.
Oh, here we go. Anyhow, Debbie, let's go with Debbie, who said she's feeling stuck. I have no vehicle and I'm having a hard time getting around. Can you tell me when I'll have a vehicle? Let's see what we can do.
Yeah, that's tough, Debbie.
Yeah. And I think we have enough questions. So I think questions are going to be closed now. All right.
I'm not particularly good with timing, Debbie. I would say you may have some opportunities coming up soon. I got the star again. The star is showing up quite a bit, and I have been shuffling the deck. So I think this just shines nicely on for your behalf, for your success in finding that. It really feels like you may check with people that you know who may be well connected. It feels very much like talk about what you're looking for and be open to that. So, and it feels sooner rather than later, but you really have to be open to that and make sure you're speaking with people and being open to that, letting them know what you're looking for. And so there you go.
Yeah, Debbie, I was picking up that you might be either borrowing a car or even renting. Isn't there, what was that service that you used to be able to pick up a car? Like people in the cities, they don't have cars. They just rent a car if they're going outside of the city. I can't remember what that service is called.
Yeah, there was Go Cars or something like that, where they just leave them on the side of the neighborhood road, and you can just kind of pick them up. It's an online service. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel as though you're going to be doing a little bit of that or borrowing a car, but I do feel like there's somebody who is either in the military or away at college who is not using their car. And and like what Gerald said, it's important. They're like, oh, I didn't know I have a car that nobody's using, and they much rather either offload it and not have to go through the hassle of putting it in the paper. So make sure you are verbal about it and ask different people, send out a Facebook, message to your friends. And I do see that you're right around the end of November or December. You'll have obtained your own personal. You'll be owning a car, or at least no, you'll be owning a car. I'm not sure if it's used or new, but I feel as though this is going to be in your possession. That's going to be for you to use, a safe car. Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah.
That sounds good. And I too, I was asking through the pendulum and got by December or in December, you're more likely to have your own car, and definitely in the new year. But I think those are great options to look around at other types of shared use vehicles until then. And I did pull a card for you and got Archangel Michael, who's going to be protecting you. And he says, step into empowerment. So just take a hold of your own power. And the fact that you don't have a card doesn't mean you can't get out and get around. You can find ways. And I agree entirely to keep spreading the word, to get the word out there that you're looking for something. Yeah. So all the best, Debbie.
Yeah. And Beth, Aspasia Rising said the last card, the energy is going out, out, out. The more you put out there, the better your opportunities.
Oh, that's a great idea.
So yeah.
Wonderful.
Excellent.
All right. Next
I just want to do a little shout out to the Crone Zone. They're here. They're saying hi, Joan, Jean, and Gerald, and the chat.
Wonderful.
Love to all.
Thank you for being here. And
Jane the Seeker's here, and yeah, so many people. It's great.
Thanks, everyone. All right, next up is Rishi. Yes, please like and subscribe. Hello, guys. I would like to know why was Ashish so rude and harsh toward me? Well, we'll see what we can find out.
And I just want to follow up a little bit. Wiki reads my mind and can find the words I don't have. She said zip cars. Yes, that's exactly what I was referring to. Zip cars is the service for Debbie No. Thank you, Wiki. I don't know how much I can thank you enough. Okay, Rishi, why is Ashish so rude? Yeah. I got something right away. I just felt like he has no manners and he has no self-respect, and it's in his personality. It's important. It has nothing to do with you, in other words. It's his inability to manage his own emotions. So don't take it personally, and make sure you put up your boundaries and let them know, nobody talks to me like that, and I don't want to be spoken to with that tone of voice. And, just let them know what you will tolerate.
Yeah, I also got very much this is more about him than you. This is the King of Cups reversed. And he is going through a lot, and this is the Magician reversed, not able to articulate it. Things are way out of his control or their control. And it feels very much like it was directed at you, or directed in your general direction, but it wasn't specifically you. You do the thing where you actually reflect briefly, make sure that you are okay, and return some love and understanding and support for this person, because they're hurting. Really hurting, actually.
Oh,
things are out of control. So,
and I was getting that too. I was getting its fear on his part, and that for some reason he feels like he can just download on you, and it's about him. It's not about you. But I agree. It's time to put up some limits and maybe by doing that, it might encourage this person to explain what's going on and be a little bit more authentic rather than just nasty.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see clearly you're not having a good day or you're having a bad day. And I appreciate it if you would speak to me in a respectful manner, just try not to confront.
Yeah. And I know this, I can tell this hurts you. And I would say this is the 9 of Wands reversed, which is the card of it's a lot to carry. So this is that person is carrying a lot. And sometimes it can be very, if you just simply recognize that someone is having a hard time and you say something like, "Are you okay?" Genuinely, it can slow them down. It can slow them down. So, but yeah.
Book Bewitched said it's lack of respect for himself.
Ooh.
And that
Certainly
goes into what we've been saying too. But definitely not a pleasant thing to be around. So we wish you the very best, Rishi.
Yeah. And more people have come in. Hello, everybody.
And Tara, your way is here. How you doing?
Peter J.
Watts. Love me a soda there.
Wonderful.
Karen Johnson. Oh, Rishi says, thank you so much for your guidance, guys. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that can hurt.
You're welcome.
Wonderful. Well, let's see who's up next. We have Michelle Krantz. Why does my Aunt Sandy seem to single me out and can be downright rude? Oh, my word. This seems to be a theme.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Tensions are high. People are, I don't want to say they're scared, but they're in a vulnerable spot. And they can't control the things that they can't control. They, take it out on others. I feel as though she offloads some spiritual family ancestral baggage onto you because you're empathic, and she knows that you can carry it, and she offloads it so that she doesn't have to worry about it or think about it or carry it, and she knows that that spiritually, energetically, that you can take it. And not take it like what she says or does, but just take the baggage, the heaviness, the burden. And it's important for you to energetically put up your boundaries and energetically, offload that and deflect that in a kind and generous way. And let me just tell you that somebody told me that a member of my family was let me see what I could say. They were I'm trying to think of a way that you could say it nicely, but they just weren't honest with the family, and they lied to the family, and they were very mischievous and did many wrongdoings. But it was my karmic agreement with this person in my family to hold that guilt, shame, and burden for them. And it affected me because I was the empath in the family. But this person would continue to make these, mistakes or offenses against the family, but it was me who felt it and carried it. And I feel as though you are also empathic, Michelle, and something like this along your ancestral line may be happening to you, but you can spiritually protect yourself and stop it and deflect it. So I'll just stop there. I know you guys are going to follow up.
This is one of those things. It is much more about Aunt Sandy than you. Because I have the Page of Swords reversed. Person does not have common decency, and when they're speaking, they don't have any filters. I have the 8 of Swords reversed. So this person is tied up and it's extra tight around them because they have not been able to articulate things. I have the 8 of Wands reversed. So I'm wondering if this person might have an 8 in their age, because this is the card of things are moving. Things are not moving as fast as they want. They're really, really not happy. Is just the feeling that I get. And a lot of times they get, I think, Jean, I think you're right. The idea of they know you're empathic, and my suggestion to you is just for you to realize this is not your monkey, not your circus, and bounce it away. Just remove yourself from the situation, or ask a different question to get them to think about something else. So, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't have too much more to add. I think you two have really covered it. But when I tuned in, and the question is, why does Aunt Sandy seem to single you out? It's because she feels like she can, and that she can get away with it. And then when I tuned in, I said, well, what can Michelle do about this? And I saw you with Captain America's sword or not sword, shield on your arm. And you need to shield yourself from her and use your own power and be in your own power to clear that out. And when I pulled a card, I got from the Feathers deck, I got the Grouse, which says to embrace the power of dance and movement to access the highest guidance. And I think that just means to just lighten up and be sure to take care of your own energy and don't let this bring you down. And if that means playing fun music and dance around the house or whatever, do it, because your vibe is very important here. And we wish you all the best.
Yeah, she said in the past that she didn't speak to her for 2 years. So she's a repeat offender. And a lot of times sounds like a little bit narcissistic as well. But, who knows? We don't know, or her energy's not here. But definitely protect yourself, Michelle.
We can't fix people, but we can protect ourselves.
Absolutely.
So let's see. Here's M. Steve 000. Sounds like a good question. Is the universe conspiring in a good way for me this month? Let's see what's happening for Steve in this coming month.
I think it's they're telling me the law of attraction. What you put out is what you get back. What you sow, you reap what you sow. And your genuine, your authenticity, your kindness, and service to others will come back to you, Steve. It's what they're telling me. Yep.
Yeah, and I got don't spend the short answer is yes. Don't spend too much time thinking about what was. Think about the choices that you have to make now, because there's some clarity around that. And I think I have the Empress. So the Empress is allow things to play out in their natural timing. So, but I think it's good. You may have some stress among the way. This is the 2 of Cups, so there might be some friendships that get a little stressed, but not broken. So, there you go.
That sounds good. When I tuned in, Steve, I saw like 3 streams of water that then braided themselves together. So the flow is coming in 3 different ways for you, and you're going to bring it all together somehow. So think about 3 different, I don't know if that's work, family, whatever, money, but there's 3 streams of energy that you're going to bring together in this next month or so. And then they gave it to me in another way, that it's the season of reaping what you sow. of bringing in, and I'm sure you've been sowing with your energy all kinds of good things, and it's now time to harvest it too. So some of that is going to be things coming to fruition for you, and that's always kind of fun. And I did draw a card for you, and I got the magpie that says, reevaluate your priorities. It's time to let go of what you no longer need. So that's kind of a thing that happens in the fall too. You kind of reassess how have things gone over this past year and this season and what's next. So it might be that type of a period for you. I hope that that was helpful. Oh, and look who's here, John Binney. And Miranda Anderson's here.
Just want to say hi, spiritual mentor John Binney, sending love from Scotland. Hi, John. So nice to see you. Thanks for being here.
Hi, John.
Yes.
I love the new tagline, spiritual mentor, for sure. He's a singer-songwriter and light worker extraordinaire. So I'm so happy to see you, John.
Wonderful. Okay, and next we have Lena Maria Singh, general reading for the next 6 months. And again, timing is a little iffy, but we'll see what we can bring through.
Yes, the questions are closed. Flower Beauty.
So, Lena, I see that you're beginning to connect and get messages and sign synchronicities, messages from your spirit guides, from your loved ones. I feel as though you're going to be able to receive either a dream of your loved ones that come in your dreams. Gerald can speak to this a little bit more than I can, but this time of year, the veil lifts and the connectivity is heightened, and there's a little bit more opportunity for this. And I feel as though you're going to be having like sort of like a growth spurt with your spiritual connection and or with your connection with your loved ones. I think it's a little bit of both, because you're open and your sort of your energy and vibration is a little higher, than they can reach you and come through, and you can recognize it. You may have had that sign in synchronicity before and just walked right by it, but now you're going to stop and say, what was that?
Yeah.
But good for you, Lena.
Yeah. And Jean is right, because this is the time of the year where the veil is thin, and we hear from our ancestors and those who have passed. They're giving us messages. And so I have the Page of Cups, which when you look at this page, there's a key in their hand and a keyhole in her heart chakra. So I think for the next 2 months in particular, lots of things are going to be opening up for you. And we also have the Two of Cups. So then you're going to have some people who are going to be supporting you, and you can emotionally support other people as well. So there's that connection. And I do think that I love the idea that this may be people who have passed through, because this is also the Six of Swords. They are helping you to get through your journeys, to get through your struggles, the Six of Swords. So they're helping you stay afloat when it feels like stuff isn't, it's like you're not able to stay afloat. So I think your next 6 months look pretty supportive, actually. So there you go.
I agree. When I tuned in, my throat chakra really lit up, and I got the feeling that you're going to be finding your voice, and it's kind of about self-confidence. And then my heart chakra lit up, and so you're going to start living from your heart rather than from your head. And you're having self-confidence. You're going to be able to express what you really feel. I feel like you are just going to have much more confidence and trust. And trust in yourself. And you'll probably not be here as much asking questions, because you're going to know this on your own. But I did draw a card from the angel deck for you, and I got perspective, and it's this little angel looking at the moon that says zoom out and relax. So rather than kind of thinking or micromanaging the details and worrying about every day, just kind of zoom out and relax, focus on your heart, and then you'll probably be the one answering questions fairly soon. So we wish you the very best. It sounds like a wonderful period of growth for you.
Yeah.
Let's see. But thank you for the question. Oops. And here is Dearia Cook, who would like a message from her guides.
Hello, Dearia. Thank you for your question.
Yes.
So I'm feeling, I get the sense that you give a lot of your time and energy to others, and which is a beautiful offering of service. And it's important to remember that balance of taking care of yourself along the way, and to give yourself that reprieve that, the day that you don't answer the phone, you don't answer the text, you don't, you just take care of yourself if you can. I feel as though you may have others around you as well that are you're responsible for almost, and it's something that really brings you joy. I feel like you'd love to do this, almost like if there's family members that you make things for, or prepare things for, or do things for, and it really brings you joy. It's almost like your heart is grows a size or two because of the love that you share with others. But it's and it is really important to give that love to yourself as well. Maybe even like a getaway or a day out, even if you leave in the morning and drive maybe an hour away and walk around some little outdoor market or something, just to get yourself away from your responsibilities and duties, and your and just do something for yourself, and really nurture yourself in this way. So I hope that makes sense, Dearia.
Dearia, your guides want you to know that good things are coming. They're already here. You're starting to allow them to come in. Look at me. I'm like going, good things are coming. They're already here. Because I have the Empress, which is the card about allowing things to come to fruition. I have the Devil, which is a card of being willing to look at the things that have been hard to look at or you've avoided for a while. I have the Two of Cups, which is the card of the day, actually. This has been in like 3 readings. And the Two of Cups, it's a card of healing. It suggests that there are 2 people who are available to help you. And there's this connection there. Then I have the Tower reversed, which tells me it's really focused on those moments of inspiration and enlightenment. That's really, really powerful. So I say, I think if you pay attention to that, things are going to start opening up faster and faster for you. So
Lovely. Dearia, when I tuned in, I was real aware of my ears, and it was all about hearing, but in a couple of different ways. You might be hearing like ringing in your ears, or maybe hearing voices that are, it sounds like there's a radio on really low in the other room or something like that. So you might start actually hearing messages from spirit, or just kind of a ringing in your ears or something. They might be tuning you up for reception. But also then they started showing me more listening to music. They showed me someone playing the violin, and the aspect of raising your vibration through listening to, or I don't know if you play music, but the aspect of harmony. Just not only can music raise your vibration, but to just focus and maybe meditate on the idea of harmony, of all kinds of different instruments coming together and making this beautiful experience for us. So those were kind of the messages that Spirit had when I contacted you, of them on your behalf. But I also pulled some cards. One was appropriate for the season. It was the turkey feather. Honor your own time of harvest. Offer your gifts and blessings as a service to the greater good. And then out of the Archangel deck, I got the Archangel Uriel, who said, you'll see success through action. So maybe taking some steps in any of those ways about either listening or creating beautiful sounds and music might be something you'll be thankful for.
Yeah. So I also got a little hit off of Gerald's card, the tarot in reverse. I mean, the tower in reverse. And he said, actually, was it that one? But he's what I got was that you were picking up the pieces from something that maybe had just transpired. I'm not sure if somebody you had suffered a loss in your family, or if somebody is sort of nearing the end of their life and you're trying to pick up the pieces, is what I was feeling from that as well. So you may have had a big responsibility of doing and being there for others.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that just kind of came in with his card.
Thank you for that. And she says
Aww.
thanks to all of us. And we
You're
wish you
welcome.
the very best.
Yeah. Big hugs to Dearia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Next up is Peace Mama. And who says, is there a message from you? I feel there's something I need to know. My heart is heavy. Oh, we're so sorry to hear that. But we'll see what we can figure out for you here.
Well, I think it's easy to say that you are an empath with your heart being heavy. I feel as though you do pick up on the collective sort of concern and devastation in the world. You pick up on you remember in the very beginning, somebody was asking us about why their aunt was so hard on them, and you sort of carry others' burdens, and willingly, because you have this strength, this spiritual strength, and I feel as though this heavy heart of yours is your way of transmuting. You are transmuting this heavy energy for others. I wouldn't feel like there's another shoe that's going to drop. I don't feel like this heavy feeling in your heart is a premonition or even has to do with you. But similarly, what the other line, the thread that's been going through this whole show, is to lighten up your heart. Say thank you for the information. I will take it under advisement and then let it go or pack it to the side, and understand that it is not something that you need to sort of keep picking the scab on and feeling. I just don't think it's directly about you specifically. I think that you are empathic, and these are the energies around the collective right now.
Yeah, I would say that I have the Four of Cups reversed, which is it's like it's out of balance. Your time, your quiet time is out of balance. Instead of actually allowing you to go inside, it's like a radio and you've turned it up, and suddenly you can receive a lot of things. And it's this is what would be helpful for you to know is for you to cut some things out, change some habits, make some new plans, because I have the King and Queen, King of Swords reversed and the Queen of Swords reversed. you are topsy-turvy. You need to find your grounding again so that you can actually move about in the world with less noise. And definitely pay attention to what's yours and what's everyone else's. So get your set up a routine that helps you to really feel grounded in perhaps in a new way. Set up a great routine for you. So
That's really good practical advice, Gerald.
Especially after this time of the year, because we just had the equinox. We've got the eclipses coming up. Everything is discombobulated. So get your footing again.
Yeah. What I saw, Peace Mama, when I tuned in, I was on in a theater looking at the stage, which is usually our friend Terry Suzuki is usually looking at a stage. But this stage had, it was the whole proscenium arch and everything, but the curtains were black. And the first act, or whatever act it was, had just concluded, and the curtains shut. And then it was, I don't know exactly what act it was, but it was time for intermission. And I saw you were in this lovely black velvet dress, and you went out into the lobby, and you were just having a nice little glass of wine or a little champagne or something like that. So it's like, whatever has come, that act is over. It's intermission. It's time for a nice little drink and some chit chat. And then the bells are going to come on, and it's time to get you and your nice velvet black dress and your lovely black pumps back into your, theater seat. Because then when the next act opened after intermission, the stage was set. And during that intermission time, the stage was being set for all these good things for the, the next act in the story and what's going to happen. So now is kind of the time to give yourself a break, do some self-care, but also be thinking about that next act and what can you do now to set the stage for that next act. And then, at least in my vision, you came back in and clap, 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 the curtains opened, but this time the curtains are being held back by these big, thick, braided golden ropes with the big tassels on them and everything, like you'd see in a turn of the century theater. So it's not, whatever the next act is, it's not going to be over real soon. And it's not going to be just a flash in the pan, like, old vaudeville stuff where we're going to close the curtains and then back and forth all the time. This next act for you is going to be somehow more meaningful and more long lasting and more rich. There's something in this for you. So although you feel heavy hearted now, take some time for yourself, and it's the next act that you need to be focused on.
I love that. You need to give yourself an intermission and to get up and to move around and to remove yourself from that environment, that stage, so that you can come in refreshed. So
yeah, I hope that's
great.
Excellent input. Go ahead.
She says, excellent input. Thank you. I do need to shield myself again, and that makes sense. It's important for empaths. Yeah.
Yes. 100%. Oh, thank you, Peace Mama. It was fun to go to the theater.
Yeah.
And here we have Jessica Lynn looking for a spirit guide message, please.
So what I'm feeling for you right away, Jessica, I feel that you are connected. You do have psychic skills and intuition, very strong intuitions, and you hear your spirit guides, you receive your guidance, and they just want you to, what they're suggesting, their guidance is don't try so hard, just relax and allow. And like it almost feels like you're pushing the door and the door opens this way. It doesn't open the other way. Like you're pushing because you're going through the door, but the door isn't pushing that way. You have to pull it to open it. So they just want you to relax and allow, so that these things are a little more easier, the transitions or the, going from one intuition to the next, or one ability to the next.
And I think as I'm thinking about this, I like that. You have to go in, you have to pull it in order to be able to get through. And Jessica, I have the 6 of Cups. I really like this 6 of Cups because it reminds us of how we feel when we remember the times that we were really happy, when we have that nostalgia. It was reversed. So now's the time to actually not spend time in the past. Instead, start something new, especially maybe it's a new habit, a new routine, exercise, diet, for entertainment purposes only. But think about things in a new way. It can refresh you, because really this is the 10 of Cups, and the 10 of Cups reversed in particular means the 10 of Cups typically means everything's really happy. You're not feeling as happy as you normally would, so it's important for you to mix things up a bit, to as Jean said, open the door instead of trying to push it. So thank you.
Beautiful. Yeah, I agree. When I tuned in, I saw you as this cartoon being with, in the old cartoons when they had like a hobo with a little stick on their shoulder and the kerchief with all your worldly goods wrapped up in the kerchief, kind of going off on a little trip. So at first I thought, oh, okay, well, maybe they're suggesting some travel, like not real extravagant travel, but just a little bit of travel. And then also this character took that and turned it into sort of a cleaning thing, like a mop or something. So it was like, it's both, there's things to clean up from this period that you're in now. And sometimes that can be as simple as one way to change the vibration in your house is just through water, just mop the floor. And you take a shower, mop the floor. It's a quick way to just change things up and up the vibe and your vibration a little bit. But then I did get this feeling like that another way to change things up for you is some travel. And it doesn't have to be anything extravagant. It might just be going to visit a friend who lives an hour away or something like that for an afternoon. But when I drew cards for you, pay attention to the signs. The raven is what I pulled, and the universe is calling you to notice important synchronicities and say thank you for them. And the Archangel of Grace, who says, more flow, less hustle, is something to be considered about too. So just kind of be easy with yourself and find a way to maybe take a little mini vacation after you mop the floor.
Yeah. Because that's really good, because you want to clean all that stuff up, because when you get home from that trip, you don't want to have to worry about all the stuff that you left.
Right.
Clean it up and you come home to a freshly made bed and a clear table.
Yeah. And it's kind of like a new chapter. Even if it's just an afternoon away, you can start again.
Yep.
And she says, good advice, Gerald. I have been thinking about the past a lot and need something new. And she, Jessica did say thank you to Jean too.
You're welcome.
But I'm having a hard time finding that one. So anyhow, we thank you for the question, Jessica. And here is Elijah Dukas. Please, may I have a spirit guide reading? Let's see what we can bring through for you. And Jessica said, thanks for the messages, resonated a lot. Wonderful. Okay. Whoops, now I've lost that one. Here we go.
All right. What I have for you is I have the Knight of Cups. this Knight of Cups has been taking time reading their book, having a cup of tea, allowing themselves to really get into that, to what they are reading and what they're feeling. It's bringing up some new things for you. And so I think for you, your spirit guide message is it's okay to dream about and imagine you doing some other things. However, you do have to make the choice. Be very aware that the pause is meant to pause and to ready yourself, not to avoid making a decision. Because a beautiful thing about when you are following guidance and you're interacting with people, there's always an exchange of energy. And that exchange of energy in the right balance can invigorate you and invigorate others. So pause a little bit before you try to avoid overreacting, so you don't burn someone unintentionally or burn yourself out. So it's very much a balance of when to do things and when to pause, so that you have enough time to balance yourself. So.
I can go there, Joan, if you want. I'm just finishing. So it took me a minute just to get into your energy there, Elijah. And I'm seeing that your frequency it seems to be a little bit different than, maybe some people around you or your family around you. It's almost like you're like a half beat ahead of everybody else, and everybody else is like this, and you're like this. You kind of have like that heartbeat, ba boom, ba boom. Like there's another extra beat to your frequency or energy. So you have a different frequency or energy, and you have this awareness, this innate awareness. You have almost like that you understand and you see things from a different perspective than most people. Like some people are very tunnel visioned and very self-centered, and they don't see like the whole problem or the whole solution, where you can see it right away and don't understand. Not that you don't understand, but it's quite different from what other people see and sense around you. And so that it's just hard to communicate for other people who are very much in the ego and the me and what I can do and what school I can go to and the job I can get and the car I have. And you're like, what, you're all about, love and service and productivity and the environment. You have this world knowledge, this world awareness, this something bigger than yourself and not just yourself. And it's not right or wrong. It's just that's where they're at. And this tends to be something that is reflecting back to you that your energy is a little bit different in many different aspects. And there's also an uncertainty around this. Because of this, you have a lot of things that provide information to you, but there's not enough information that you can be certain. And this uncertainty leaves you wondering. And they just want you to know to be comfortable in the unknown, be comfortable in the uncertainty, because this is allowing the spirit guidance and the blessings to come into your life, because you don't have the next 10 years laid out. There's this uncertainty, or this that you don't have the next plan and you're uncertain about the next plan. But they're saying revel in this, that this is a blessing, this uncertainty, and that this will bring you blessings, that infinite possibilities that you could never imagine on your own. But it is a little bit different, and I see that you kind of have a little bit of a different beat to you. So thanks very much for the question. That was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Great reading. Elijah, when I tuned in, I kind of saw you standing there with a staff, sort of like in the tarot cards, the wands, like you're just standing there with one in your hand. And I can't see what's going on in front of you, but you're kind of like, what do? I have a choice here. I can use this to defensively, like if something's coming after me. Or I said, okay, so what's the other option? And all of a sudden the staff turns into a clarinet, and then it's an oboe, and then it's a flute, and then it's something you twirl around. And so there's all these, like, because you can see the world differently, you can see different approaches, different responses to a situation that other people might just think the only way to do this is through conflict and fighting and really getting in there. But they're saying whether this is advice or they're seeing that you have these capabilities. I think they're seeing that you have these capabilities, and the advice is to use them to your benefit, to find creative solutions other than to just be defensive, and to because when you're just first standing there, it's like you're a little curious about why is the rest of the world like this, or why are people fighting, or whatever. But you find a different solution, and it might not be the obvious one, but it's one that's more kind of out of the box and brings you more joy. And then it's kind of like one of the things we started with. There's an opportunity to bring other people in and just be more harmonious. So I hope that makes some sense to you. And and it was, the other thought was, it's kind of like, what's the biblical thing about beating the swords into plowshares, taking something that's meant to be like someone's coming on to you aggressively and turning it into something else entirely. And you have the power through the way you manage energy to do that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I like how you're saying that, and that idea of is sometimes, you know the way it could be done if you allow yourself to be open for a spontaneous something unexpected. That could also result in something even greater, an even greater outcome than what was originally intended. So.
Yeah, that was really powerful. That great wind up there, Joan. I was like, wow, oh my gosh. She's bringing it home. Oh my gosh. Good for you, Elijah. Hang in there. Oh, look at that. How did Gerald do that?
Oh, it's because he's magic.
So there's a big celebration for that one. That was well done.
Thank you very much.
How to do that.
Excellent. Well, and that brings us to the top of the hour. Oh my word, I can spend another hour just watching all the animations.
I know. That is beautiful. I hadn't seen that, Gerald.
Yeah.
Well,
Beautiful.
I want to thank my very dear friends here. Such terrific readings you've given today. Gerald of TarotStache and SunPsychic Jean. Please like and subscribe to their channels, and I wouldn't mind if you did it to mine too.
Yes,
and
please.
Thank you everyone for coming. You made this just a delightful little hour, and we hope that it was useful and as fun for you as it was for us. So until next time, see ya.
Well done. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Bye.
Oh, we'll be back. Come back.